What's up, guys? It's Tyler SMG here, and today I just want to have a nice little chill video and talk to you guys about DnD, or Dungeons and Dragons. You know, that little nerd game that you see people playing in those like weird board games shops in the back on the table. Yeah, no, I played that with some of my co-workers, and to my surprise, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Walking into this, I thought it was going to be boring, and then I was just going to be sitting there laughing at random people making up shit. No, not at all. It's actually pretty intuitive, if that's the word. Basically, it's pretty it gets you involved in the game, because it not only is it like playing, it's not like, oh fuck, I'm wording this completely wrong. It feels like you're playing a game, but you're not, if that makes sense. The closest thing I could compare it to is basically playing like Black Desert Online or Neverwinter without a controller. So basically, you go in, you create a character, or if it's not already assigned to you, you would go in and create a character. You choose a class, you can name it, you can make up you can make up a backstory, you can make up its past, you can make up its emotions, you know, how it behaves, things like that. And with that being said, you know, like, you still have to use your imagination. So it's still, you know, you can make it unique or you can make it boring. For example, when I came in, I made, he showed me a book and he said these are the character types you can use, and there was like 100 or so pages with different types of mystical animals and things like that. So I ended up picking a high half elf or whatever it was. So basically it's like half elf, half human, with the thief ability, with thief and rogue class. And like, one of my coworkers kind of went out there with it. Like, he made a octopus monk, so it's like a floating octopus with a staff, and he was based off hand-to-hand combat. And I'm like, dude, where do you even think of that shit from? Like, come on now. So after you sit there and go through the process of creating a character, you then have to determine its stats. Basically, by whatever class you choose from, it will boost certain stats. So like strength, wisdom, intelligence, dexterity, things like that. But not only does your class is affected, but you also have to roll a dice to figure out how strong that class is. And I don't remember the exact process of it, but basically you will get what your class is based off of, no matter what. Even if you are rolling dice, like, it always will add up to, if you're a tank, you're a tank. If you're a rogue, you're a rogue. If you're an archer, you're an archer. Like, there's never like a tank archer. Like, you get what I'm saying. Now, where it gets interesting is when, after you make your character, when God, air quotes, or whoever's running the D&D session, I forget what they call them, but they then set the setting and the stage for you, and they are the enemies that you go against. They also roll die, and they also go off the stats that are in the Dungeons and Dragons book that they most likely have or have bought. And for at least the way that we played, when we ran into an enemy, we would roll for initiation, and that would be the first person to attack. So for when you're attacking, you don't have a list of attacks to choose from. So basically, you have to think of an attack that you would do personally if you were that class, that person, and in that situation. And you would think of an attack that you would want to do. Like, for example, we were fighting an alien with acid blood, and our tank kind of hit it up in the air. And then I, in my infinite wisdom and knowledge, decided to throw a sword and try to stick its tail into the wall so it can be pinned against the wall. But me forgetting that the alien had acid blood, it just melted my sword and walked off. So after you figure out what you want to do, you then roll the die to see if that action will happen. So say like, if I wanted to punch something, right, I would roll a die, and if it hit 10, and then the enemy will roll, and say like if the enemy wants to block your punch, they would roll, and if they rolled higher than your 10, it would successfully happen. If they rolled way far ahead of you, like say they roll a 20 and you roll a 10, you know, he would like say, okay, well, this thing blocked and threw you across the room. So I'm not gonna say it's chance, but it's pretty heavily based off of chance. And however they decide to build the enemy, that also affects it. So if it's like a giant, you know, you can't just run up and punch it. So it's kind of like you really do have to decide. But, you know, it's still not for everyone though. I mean, to me it was hella fun, but I do feel like people should give this shit a chance, especially if you do play games like Black Desert or Neverwinter, because it's literally that, just without a controller and with a bunch of friends with you, and that just makes it even more fun. But you know, hey, it's up to you. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about Dungeons and Dragons. I might upload some more videos about it if I really like the scenario that we went through. I may upload another video talking about it, but I just want to get it out to say, hey, this shit is not for nerds. Everyone should give this shit a try. But thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Tyler SMG. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.
Who the nigga that you with, girl? Yeah, he don't do you like this, girl. Yeah, and I put 30 on the underage drinking that you doing, so I want it like this, girl. Yeah, in the bed with your head tied. Yeah, what you hear about me, y'all lies.